Started trading about 6 years ago now, and in my first 2 years I blew up 6 trading accounts, and my main problem was risk management. My losses were way bigger than my wins, and that's when I came across this bracket order strategy that I developed it myself after years of trial and error. And basically, those of you who don't know what bracket orders are basically as soon as you put your order out, it automatically puts your stop losses and at the same time puts your sell targets as well, all at the same time. So for example, if I want to buy here and my stop loss is right here, all I need to do is just calculate how far it is from my stop loss. It's 30 cents. I simply right click and then I just simply hit 30 cents, and it automatically puts my stop loss right below my support level automatically with one click of a button. It buys right here at the break of this trend, and then it also, once it starts to push, it starts to take profits as well for me. Now obviously, if you like, you can always move your profit targets up higher depending what is your profit risk to reward ratio is, but the idea behind is that you always have your stop loss and you never ever lose more than you're willing to risk, and automatically calculates your number of shares. So for example, I have right now set it up as 220 bucks per trade risk. So for example, if I buy right here and my risk is 30 cents, so it automatically, as I tell them my risk is 30 cents, it will automatically calculate I should buy 733 shares automatically. It knows, because if I get stopped out, I will lose $220. Automatically knows. Now for example, let's say that my risk is different now, so let's pick up another trade. Let's just pick this one right here. There's another trend break right here, right? So there's this very nice trend break, and then there is this support. I want to buy at the break of this trend, so I first realize what my risk is. This time it's 20 cents, whereas previous stock was 30 cents. So now I'm going to select 20 cents, and as soon as I do that, you'll notice here it automatically increased the number of shares, because now I can buy more shares because my risk is smaller. So if it goes down below with 1100 share with a 20% 20 cent risk, I will lose $220 again. So basically every single trade is the same risk. The cool thing about that is which is actually, by the way, one of the most important part of trading and risk management. That's what all the big traders do. They always risk the same amount of money in each trade. So let's say if you take 2 trades, okay, and then you lose in one trade, so you lose negative 220 bucks, but then the one that trade works, you make 500, okay, because that one worked. So eventually, even with the 50% win rate, you end up making money, 280 for example in this case, right? So you still end up making money. So even if you write only 50% of the time, you can be a successful, profitable trader. So which is the best thing, okay? And that's something very, very important, to always have your risk management in place. My main problem was that when the stock would go against me, I would take a little longer to hold and not stick to my stop losses, and the same small loss could end up becoming way bigger. So I just start to automate all of it, so I don't have to think any of it from my side. All right. So that being said, also actually another great benefit for this is that, let's say if you're working or you cannot keep watching the stock the whole time, all you do once you find a setup, all you do is just simply put your order, okay, once it triggers, and that's it, and walk away. That's it, and it will automatically, look what happened here in this case, it automatically bought you right here, and then start to take profits, and then final profit up here, right here, and that was the top of the stock, right? So it exactly does it everything for you, and just walk away, when you come back and you have money in your pocket. All right, so this also helps you keep your emotions away as well, because you know exactly how much money you're going to lose. So that being said, I'm going to show you exactly step by step how to create these bracket orders, at the same time how to calculate how many shares to buy depending on your risk. What's the formula behind it? Because I received a lot of questions on these, because I made this video a while ago and I got over like thousands and thousands of views on those, and a lot of questions. So I'm going to answer all those questions as well. So without further ado, let's get started. So first part or step of this process is, first we need to figure out what is the risk you are okay to put out in the market when you enter into a trade. So in this example, we're going to take $100 per trade is your risk, okay? And then based on that, we're going to find out how many shares we can buy. So let's say, for example, if my stop loss is 8 cents and I need to risk $100, then how many shares I should buy. Similarly, if my stop loss is 10 cents, but risk is always the same, so $100, and how many shares I should buy then. If my stop loss is 15 cents, and if the risk is the same, obviously, how many shares I should buy. So basically you get the idea. As the stops increases, your share size will decrease, right? Because that's how you're able to control your risk on each trade. So that way, every single time you risk exact same amount without even thinking. So in order to do that, the formula is risk amount divided by the stop loss. So if you divide the stop loss with this risk amount, you will get how many shares you should buy. So for example, if your risk stop loss is 80 cents, so we're doing a simple formula right here. Your risk amount is 100 divided by 80 cents. It will tell me automatically I should buy 1250 shares. So now same thing for this one, I can simply drag this formula down. It will automatically calculate now 100 divided by 10 cents, 1000 shares. So similarly, we're just going to drag it down all the way to the bottom, and it will tell me automatically calculate for every single stops how many shares I should buy. Notice here the share starts to decrease, and that's one of the main problems, which was for me, as when I was a new trader, and I know all the traders that I teach. Basically what happens is that they keep buying 100 shares for the same. They're buying 100 shares for Tesla stock, and they're buying 100 shares for AMC stock, which is like $8 right now, right? So it's completely, their risk is completely off. If Tesla goes down a little bit, they have a huge loss, and if AMC goes down a little bit, they just have a very small loss, because the price of the share is completely different. So that's very, very important, and that's the bracket order will automatically take care of this out. So now we know how many shares should we buy. We're going to start plugging it into the bracket orders. So let's get started. So let's start for the stop 8 cents. So for 8 cents, we need to risk 12. We can buy 1250 shares. So what we're going to do is we're going to create template orders one time so that you're really good forever. Okay. And the way we do that is, first thing we do is we go into this active trader right here. Right here, if we click this active trader and expand that. So we click and expand this active trader, and I like to take profits in tiers. So like 3 times, you can do it twice, or in 3 bracket. So I'm gonna do 3 brackets. So the first thing I need to tell me how many what is my quantity right here. So the quantity is 1250 shares, which we just figured it out right here, 1250 shares, because we're making it for 8 cents. So we're gonna do 1250 shares, and my stop is 8 cents, so 0.08, and then same thing 0.0, because we have 3 orders, so for 3 stops we're gonna have 0.08 for all of them. And now here you can do 1 to 2 risk to reward, or 1 to 3 risk to reward. It's up to you what is your strategy allows you to do. So I'm gonna just do 1 to 1 risk reward. The other I'll do 1 to 2 risk to reward. The other final piece I'll do 1 to 3 risk to reward. Okay, so I'll do 1 to 3. That should be 0.24. Okay, so now I have got this. So now every single time when there's an 8 cent risk, you can just send this order. But notice here how long it took me to create this order. By the time the trade will just go away. So what I can do is I can save this, okay, and then use it over again with just 1 click. So the way we do that is we click here. First, what we do is make sure this auto send is not on right here. This auto send is not on. And then once you hit the auto send, uncheck it, and then you try to send an order out. So I'm gonna make sure it says 125 limit, not or stop. So if you go up here, we'll say stop. That will not work. You want to do a limit. Make sure it says limit. As soon as you hit this, it will pop up this window. But instead of sending, you hit edit, and then you hit the save button right here. Okay. So once you save the button, what we'll do is now you can name it 10 cents, 8 cents risk. So I'm going to name it 8 cents. I'm going to do 0.08 so that it's alphabetical order. So 8 cents, and I hit save. and then I hit delete and I close the order. So now whenever there is an 8-cent risk, so let's see how much I risk have here. Okay, this is a good example. So notice here, I want to buy right here at this trend break, and there is an 8-cent, exactly 8-cent difference from the support level. Okay, so from here I want to buy right here, and my risk is this much because this is support level. So now I already have 8-cent template ready. I simply go here and I have this 8 cents. I click, well actually this popped up. In order for it to not pop up, you just hit auto send and then try again. So now if I hit 8 cents, boom, it automatically, you see how it put my stop right here, and it put my sell order right here, a buy order right here, and my sell order is right here as well. So it starts to go up, start to take profits, and you can always adjust your limit orders, but your stop loss automatically does. It automatically calculates your risk as well. So now let's say you buy, right? As soon as you buy, and let's say it fills, you know, either you can get out if you want to get out here, or you just, let's say you buy and you walk away, right? You come back with a profit in this case, but let's say it fails, it comes down, it will stop you out before it failings all the way down, and you will lose $100. That's it. You're not going to lose 500, 600, or you know, the stop loss keeps going away from you, right? That's not going to happen anymore, and that's what's going to help you become consistently profitable. So now that we have it, basically what we do is that we do it again, same process, but for the next one. So the next one is 10 cents. So I'm going to show you one more now. Okay, so one more for 10 cents. So let's just do another one. So same thing, we come back here. So we go again, template, 3 brackets, and then now for 10 cents, I'm going to buy 1,000 shares, right? So now I'm going to set up 1,000. And then same thing, so I can buy 1,000 shares. So if I lose, if it goes against me, I'm going to lose $100. Okay, and same thing, I'm gonna go and then set up my risk first. So my stop loss, basically, if you notice here, this is a stop and this is your sell, limit order sell. So there are 2 orders for each because you're dividing by 3, right? So I'm gonna go and all my stops, I'm gonna save 10 cents so that I'm not gonna lose more if I buy 1,000 shares, and if I lose my stop loss 10 cents, I'm gonna lose $100. Okay, and then same thing, I'm gonna do 1 to 1, which is 10 cents. Then I'm gonna do 1 to 2, which is 20 cents, right? Risk to reward. And then I'm gonna do 30 cents, which is 1 to 3 risk to reward. And now once I'm done, I hit unsend, uncheck the auto send button, and then go here and then click one of those green arrows right here in this green box. Hit edit, and then hit save. Once I save, now I can just save it to say 10 cents. So I know exactly what my risk is. As soon as I know my 10 cents, I just click the 10 cent template, and boom, done. Everything is done. So now that I did that, I just simply close. I hit save. So now let's say that if my risk is 10 cents, I'm buying here and my risk is 10 cents. For example, it's further here, my risk, right? So I simply, if I buy here, now I have 2. You see 8 cents and I have 10 cents. So I simply hit 10. I make sure that auto send is correct, so I don't have to hit multiple buttons. I hit 10 cents and boom, automate does. Now it's gonna have 1,000 shares, and then if I'm wrong, I'm gonna lose 10 cents. Okay, so now once you go through the whole exercise, basically set up for all your risk one time, right? That's how your is going to look like in my so I already have it set up right in mine. So notice here I have it set up by alphabetic, like by order. So it's 10 cents, 15 cents, 20 cents. And by the way, Thinkorswim automatically orders it by number, by ascending number. That way it's very easy. That's why I've done this. Notice here I put 0.8, then I put 10, 15 cents, 20 cents, 25 cents, 30 cents. Notice here, if I have my risk is 10 cents, it buys 3,700 shares for me, right? If it's a very penny stock, or if it's like a quick one, that's only 10 cent, 8 cent risk. But let's say if I'm buying Tesla, right? If I'm buying like something which has an $8 risk, all of a sudden only buys 28 shares because it automatically calculates my risk, automatically sets $8 stop loss, right? And it automatically calculates my shares. So you don't have to do any of the thinking anymore. So great for people who are working from home. Also great for stop orders. So for example, this is one of the things that I use a lot. Notice here, Notice here I talk about this strategy, which is the break of pre-market high, right? The break of pre-market. Sometimes what I do is sometimes if I'm busy and before I even market opens, I look up my pre-market orders and I already set my orders before. So I notice here my risk is this much in this case. So the risk is from here to here is 30 cents, right? So before the market opens like this, I go in and I put a stop order. A stop order means that if the price value breaks above this level, automatically will fill you in. So the way you put a stop order is you already have the bracket order set up. So the risk is 30 cents. So I simply right click where I want to buy. I hit buy custom and make sure this auto send is unchecked. And then once you hit 30 cents, it will pop up this window, and instead of limit order, you turn this to a stop order. Now what happens is that now nothing will happen, but as soon as the market opens and if it breaks above this level right here, and it touches this, it will fill you and then it will go. So exactly in this situation, you come in before the market even open, you come in, you do it before the market opens, and as soon as the market opens, it buys you right here, puts your stops automatically, take profits, off of you, done. You come home with $400 or $500 without even doing anything in just 5 minutes. This is extremely powerful. It has completely changed my trading. I hope this helps you guys. Let me know in the comment below if this really helped you. I really hope that it does. And until further notice, take care. Bye-bye.